Hey everyone, this is Lucas from Infinite Peripherals, and today we're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into connecting to your Bluetooth printer. In the first video, we kind of just went over the basics, connecting to the printer via iOS and then letting the SDK automatically connect to the printer. And I'm going to go over how to do that manually. So, I'll switch over to the settings. I'm already disconnected from the printer. I just turned off my iOS Bluetooth just so you can see there. And what I need to do is I need to implement this method right here. So see this direct connect button right here? It's going to call connect printer and we're going to implement this function. So I'm going to type in function connect printer. It'll take in one argument for the Bluetooth address, and you'll see in my HTML code I actually already have the Bluetooth address of my printer kind of like typed in already. Later in this video I'll go over how to search for these addresses, so you can kind of use the one that you're working with, but just for simplicity's sake, we'll have this there for now. And within this function, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste some code because I don't want you to sit through me typing it all. We'll paste that. And you'll see what I'm doing is I'm going into the Bluetooth class, so we'll go into this definition, and I'm calling printer connect. So you'll see here's some discovery functions, and then here is the connect function. Takes in the address, pin number, and then also it has arguments for a success and an error function. So you'll see when I come over here, we have the address, the default pin is 0000, and then here is a function for success, and then a function for error. And you'll see if it's an error, I'll pop up an alert that gives me kind of an error description, and then for success, I'll just pop up a printer connected. So we'll go ahead and save this, and then I will recompile my code. Okay, so when I clicked, actually, we'll pop up this demo output so you can see. I'll click direct connect. You'll see that it's connecting to the Bluetooth address that I had hard-coded in the HTML. This is operating in the background, so this is an asynchronous call, and then these functions are kind of the callback functions. Once it's connected, it'll pop up the alert printer connected. I'll click OK, and then now you'll see that when I click print receipt, even though I'm not connected via iOS Bluetooth, now that I'm connected directly to the device itself, the IPC device, let me thumb over to the camera, we have our receipt print. And this is the one from the last demo, but it's the same thing. So now that we have our connect printer function, what we're going to do next is we're going to write a search function. Obviously, we're not always going to know the Bluetooth address of the printer that we want to connect to, so the idea is we're going to search for compatible printers in the area, and then we're going to compile like a list of all the devices that we can connect to, pop it up to the user so that they can choose which one they want to connect to, and then we'll connect to that printer, and then we'll be able to print receipts to it. You might notice there's a bit of a time skip. My devices were all running out of battery, so I just split this into two parts to let them charge for a bit. So we already have the button to search for printers, so I'm just going to implement this JavaScript method search printers. We're going to go function search printers, and then again I'm just going to paste this in so you don't have to sit through me typing it. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to have an array called printers, and then we're going to initialize it again when we click search printers just to make sure that it's empty and we don't have any other entries from when we click search before. And then we're going to go qbrowser.bluetooth.discoverprinters. Now let me go into this definition real quick so you can see. So this is our Bluetooth class within the Quantum Browser library. And as I scroll down, you'll see that there is a discover printers function, and then there's also a discover devices function. Discover devices you would use if you're trying to find other iOS, or not iOS, other Bluetooth devices that we support. Something like payment devices, ring scanners, that sort of thing. But for the purposes of this demo, we're going to do discover printers. Cool thing about that is we know that any device that's found we know is a printer and not something else. So when we send it a print command, we know that at least we're sending it to a printer. So I'm going to thumb back over here. I think there's an extra comma in here. There you go. So when I mouse over it, you'll see that it takes in a couple arguments, max devices, and then a max timeout in seconds, and then an error function. And so we're kind of just writing in the function right here. So if the search failed for whatever reason, we're just going to pop up an alert that says search failed, and then the description. And then you'll notice, when we click search printers, we're calling discover printers, but in no point in this code are we actually making entries into this array. We're not pushing any discovered printers. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to utilize two different callback functions. And I'm going to paste them in while I explain them right now. So the two functions we're going to use are device discovered and discovery complete. And so essentially what's going to happen is when we call discover printers, this is going to happen asynchronous in the background. And anytime a device is discovered, this method will be called. We'll get the device name and its Bluetooth address. And so we'll just, print it out to the output window just so that we know we saw it. And then we're going to push the Bluetooth address into this array every time that we get one. And then once this search is complete, this function will be called discovery complete. And what's going to happen is we're going to use the notify class to pop up an iOS message. And this message is going to have, this is the title, this is going to be the description. So it's going to say select Bluetooth, address to connect. And then we're going to give it a list of choices, and those choices are going to be the printers that we saw in our search. So we actually are just going to take the array, and then we're going to use slice to kind of copy that array, and then we're going to add on one additional option, which is just cancel, and we're going to pass that in to the notification. And so you'll see this last one, message dismiss, what that is also again a delegate callback. And when they click on a button to dismiss the message, it's going to call message dismiss, and it's going to give us the index of the button that they selected, so we know which of the choices they pushed. And so I just pasted it in right here. Here's message dismissed. So if it's not, on the top part of this if statement, we're just catching the cancel case. So if they click cancel, then we'll just say cancel was selected, and we won't do anything. And if it's not cancel, then we'll get the index, get the Bluetooth address from the printer's array, and then we'll pass it into connect printer, which is the function that we implemented down here. Okay, so we're almost there. We have our two delegate callback functions. All that's left is we need to assign these. So let me go ahead and grab that code real quick. And there's a number of ways that you can do this. This might not be the most elegant, but it is a simple way, at least for this demo. And we're going to use the window.onload. So basically, whenever this JavaScript is loaded, this is going to get called kind of like a init block type of thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go qbrowser.bluetooth.monitorDeviceDiscovered, and we're going to pass in our device discovered function. And then on this one, it's monitor discovery complete, and then we're passing in our discovery complete function. So when this JavaScript is initially run, it's going to assign our two functions as callback functions so that whenever a device is discovered, it'll call this, and then when the search is complete, it'll call this. And so that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead and save it, and then I'm going to recompile. This might just take a second. Okay, so I'm going to open this output box so we can see what's going on. And then we'll click search for printers, searching. Alright, and so you'll see it discovered a device. Its name is IPC DPP450, which is the device that's on my desk right now. This is the Bluetooth address, and then it popped it up, right? So there's no other printers around me, so we only have a list of one. But I'm going to click this one as my choice. Then it's going to try to connect, or attempt to connect. And there you go, it's connected. So now we can go ahead and print our receipt. And then let me switch over to my camera so you can see. And there you go, there's our receipt. That's the one from earlier. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And so now you should have a decent understanding of how to use the Bluetooth class within the Quantum Browser library. So now, you could use iOS to connect to your printer directly if you want, or you can, use the Bluetooth class to connect directly, or you could use it to discover printers, that sort of thing. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.